Administrators at Michigan's colleges and universities say they'll be watching closely as Education Secretary Betsy DeVos works to replace controversial federal guidelines, issued by the Obama administration, governing how institutions must respond to sexual assault allegations. But they declined to weigh in on whether DeVos was making the right call by overturning the rules or whether there are any particular changes they would like to see moving forward. DeVos said the current guidance amounts to federal overreach and doesn't protect the due process rights of the accused. We look forward to the notice and comment process announced by the Secretary and will carefully review any new guidance that results from that process, said Michigan State University spokesman Kent Casella. At this time, we will continue to follow our current policies and procedure for addressing matters of sexual misconduct on our campus, University of Michigan spokeswoman Kim Broquisen said. We will be following the rule-making process closely. Speaking Thursday at George Mason University, DeVos said the Obama-era guidance created a failed system, in which students accused of sexual assault were not provided fair treatment in campus judicial systems and schools were burdened with increasingly elaborate and confusing guidelines that even lawyers find difficult to understand. The guidance was created in 2011 by the U.S. Department of Education's Office for Civil Rights and spelled out in a detailed 19-page letter how colleges and universities must respond to allegations of sexual assault that occurred on and off campus. Failing to properly respond to the allegations constituted a violation of Title IX, the federal gender anti-discrimination law, according to the guidance. DeVos spoke out forcefully against sexual assault, but said the current system has generated dozens upon dozens of lawsuits filed in courts across the land by students punished for sexual misconduct who also believe their schools let them down. While colleges and universities were reluctant to weigh in on DeVos' remarks, administrators at two institutions contacted by MLive.com, Grand Valley State University and Alma College, expressed confidence in how they respond to and investigate allegations of sexual assault, and said they respect students' due process rights. Due process provisions are solidly in place for our policies and procedures, said Jesse Burnell, Vice President for Inclusion and Equity at Grand Valley. Our policy ensures due process for all parties, said Alma spokesman Michael Silverthorne. Eastern Michigan University also said it's proud of its work addressing campus sexual assault. We are proud of our Title IX efforts, which seek to deeply recognize the circumstances of any situation in assuring students feel safe and secure on our campus, said university spokesman Jeff Larcom. We, along with universities across the country, will evaluate today's announcement and the impact of any changes to Title IX guidelines in the months ahead. Alma and Grand Valley are among 4 post-secondary institutions in Michigan under investigation for how they responded to allegations of sexual assault, according to the U.S. Department of Education's Office for Civil Rights. The other 2 are MSU and Nationwide, a total of 257 institutions are under investigation. Sexual assault victim advocates were quick to criticize DeVos' move to overturn the Obama-era guidance. Groups such as End Campus Rape and Know Your 9 denounced the decision, saying it hurts efforts to protect victims and creates uncertainty surrounding how schools must respond to allegations of sexual violence. Contrary to the department's viewpoint, Title IX guidance doesn't create new rules or burdens for schools, it clarifies existing law, the National Women's Law Center said in a statement. Attacking the guidance just intimidates survivors and potentially confuses schools' understanding of their Title IX obligations. Ali Etson, a junior at MSU who serves as president of the university's Women's Council, said DeVos' decision could hurt students. The way DeVos spoke today made it seem like she is more concerned for the reputation of rapists than she is for the survivor, she said. Jen Knickerbocker, a senior at GVSU who's majoring in classics, said she wasn't sure whether DeVos was making the right decision. She said she doesn't want the change to create an environment in which sexual assault victims are afraid to come forward and more people get away with rape. But, at the same time, She agreed with DeVos' criticism that administrators at colleges and universities have been forced to step into roles that go beyond their mission and experience by investigating reports of sexual assault. "I feel like the accused aren't necessarily treated fairly, but neither are the victims," Knickerbocker said. "Campuses need to work better with the actual police." Last fall, Ottawa,